Shrek Forever After is a very interesting movie, all things considered. When you look at it from this perspective, you see that they tackle a lot of serious issues in this movie, like racial discrimination, sexual assault in the workplace, domestic violence, everything that you could ever ask for. I'm going to be picking apart the movie piece by piece of what I don't like, and then I'll give my final thoughts on the movie at the very end. I have asked Max's movie reviews for his thoughts on the movie.
Alright, let's get this started. We're going to talk about one of the best movies of all time. I'm kidding, but it's a good movie. It's Shrek Forever After, the final chapter in the Shrek universe. Well, I hope not, but that's what they're saying. IMDb gives this a 6.3 out of 10. Do I agree with them? Absolutely not. I would maybe put this at around maybe an 8. It was good. You know, it's a Shrek movie. Of course it's going to be good. The cast, it's awesome as always. I mean, you got Mike Myers as Shrek. I will say in this installment of Shrek, I feel like it wasn't the total Shrek that we know. Like, there was something just a tad different about him. Eddie Murphy as the donkey, he's my favorite character. I love Donkey in this. The animation, nothing's changed about it between all the movies, but you know, it's good. It fits the purpose. It's very fairy tale sort of animation style. Very kids. And I'd be afraid for a teen style Shrek or adult style Shrek. That'd be terrifying. There was a lot of funny humor in this, especially coming off of just the one-liners. I thought that was where the comedy really shined.
So today we're going to be looking through all the things in Shrek Forever After you might have forgotten, or things that might have disturbed you as a kid. Either one works for me. Movie begins simple enough. Shrek and Fiona wake up in bed. They're having a nice time. Shrek's taking care of the kids. And then a little bit after, Donkey just barges into Shrek's house, uninvited. Later in the day, Shrek has some people over. He has Puss in Boots and all the kids and the dragon and everyone over. They tell a story that lives happily ever after, and then they go to sleep. Fiona wishing for the day to be exactly the same over and over again. And this is the part where Shrek starts to hate his family. The more you look at it, the more he wants to kill himself, and we'll get to that in a second. For some odd reason, Puss in Boots and Donkey are telling the exact same story every single night. I know Fiona wished on a star and maybe something like that happened, but it just seems really weird to hear the exact same story over and over again. And don't even get me started on the dragon babies. I have never been comfortable with the dragon babies. The equivalent of the dragon babies is like a donkey and, I don't know, a lizard having sex. All of a sudden, it's a birthday party for the kids, so they're riding on, and Shrek's face. I'll just have you guys watch for yourself. He wants to die. Shrek is thinking about pulling a Chris Benoit. So they make it to the birthday party, and everyone is annoying the hell out of Shrek for some reason. Everything is going wrong for him. No one will seem to leave him alone. He looks like he's pissed off all the time, and everyone is still bothering him. And then a little German boy walks up to Shrek and asks him to do the roar.
Do the roar. Do it.
So then Shrek, after being bombarded by a bunch of people, finally lets out his roar. Shrek turns around and smashes the cake of his little daughter's birthday party, because why not? Shrek storms off, but we get a glimpse of something in the background. Who let this guy get his pants painted on? Another small detail that really annoyed me during this movie is how every single martini glass has these little eyes. And I've always wondered, I'm like, where do the eyes even come from? What kind of eyes are they? I'm like really confused on that part. Because every single time that there's a martini, there's some eyes that's sticking out of it as well. After Fiona and Shrek have a meaningless fight, Shrek basically walks to the carriage where Rumpelstiltskin is set up because he wants to get revenge. And Rumple is a character, I swear. And he takes him inside the carriage and he's getting ready to sign the contract, yada yada yada.
Sign it! Go on, Shrek.
Why are you gritting your teeth like that? What are you doing? What happened to your feet? Why are your feet sticking out like that?
This, of course, is about Rumpelstiltskin kind of swindling Shrek into signing a contract with him giving up one day of his life, and that has a ton of consequences.
We cut to a weird world where Shrek is now feared by everyone. That horse is dead, right? Like, it just went headfirst into a tree. Shrek decides to go into the village and cause some chaos. What the? How did you fit in there? How did no one see a giant ogre fit into that small puppet area? Oh my god, was your wife like 300 pounds? How did you not notice that your wife had been swapped by an ogre? Is your wife a whale? After the montage, Shrek decides to go back to his home and realizes that his home is no longer there. And then a bunch of wishes come from the sky and start attacking Shrek because ogre. Real talk, Rumpelstiltskin is probably the best Shrek villain in the entire series. Fight me. I forgot to mention, Shrek got captured by the witches before this, and Donkey was played as a slave. Shrek and Donkey managed to escape.
Wolfie, my angry wig.
You have an angry wig? Why do you have an angry wig? Also, where did you get all these witches?
Just take my wallet. Hey! Just take my wallet!
Where are you keeping your wallet there, Donkey? I don't see you have pockets. Do you have a carry-on? Do you have anything else? Do I have to assume that it's in your ass? So then after Donkey and Shrek have their little moment where Donkey doesn't even recognize him, which was kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie, they decide to go check on Fiona. How did you make it to the castle within a day? He has 1 day to do all this, by the way. Keep in mind, it took Donkey and Shrek like almost a week from the first movie to get from where he was in the swamp all the way to the castle. And yet somehow they get to the castle within an hour. Shrek goes looking for Fiona. They run through the woods and Donkey finds a pot of waffles. Waffles are trapped. Donkey gets taken away. Oh, I forgot all about that. There is a scene in the movie where Shrek is getting sent into the castle, like right before he goes into the castle. You get a glimpse of Gingerbread Man fighting a bunch of alive animal crackers. Animal crackers are alive. I've seen this movie 5 times and I never noticed that animal crackers were alive. Inside of the ogre's lair, they are taking Donkey away to eat, and Shrek's like, nah, that's my guy. Man, cut the shit. With all the ruckus that's going on, Fiona comes up.
We're married. Hear me out. And at the birthday party with some pigs and a puppet, the villagers wanted me to sign their pitchforks. And this boy kept saying, "To the roar, to the roar." Then I punched the cakes that the pigs ate, and the next thing I knew, my donkey fell in your waffle hole.
Where do I even begin with that entire explanation from Shrek? He first thought that Fiona was actually going to remember him, even though Donkey didn't remember him. The overall theme of this movie is that Shrek is a dumbass throughout the entire movie until it's too late. And then when he tries to explain itself, he explains everything wrong. Rumple has a meeting with all the witches, and they're basically giving him ideas, and Rumple's being Rumple, of course. Best part of the movie, in my opinion.
Faster brooms?
No.
Pointier hats?
She really thought pointier hats was the answer here. Pointier hats? Shrek is trying to figure out what he needs to do to woo Fiona. And then he breaks into her room. One of the many steps of boundaries that Shrek will take in this movie. So then Fiona walks in, he gives her the gift basket of crappy items, including a sexual assault charge added. Shrek, don't look at me like that. Stop it. Please get away from me, I said no. We do not need sexual harassment inside the workplace here, Shrek. Piper refuses to speak the entire movie. Instead, everyone can somehow understand him playing the flute. How is he standing on all those rats?
Okay, got it!
Where are the other instruments coming from? Is there more than just a flute? Do they come with drums? Shrek, not satisfied with the way his last encounter went with Fiona, decides, I'm gonna go rush to the battlefield where she's training, and almost gets his head chopped off. Yeah, I know how to use these. Let's fight, bitch. I get why she's fighting him, because she barely knows this guy. She can beat the crap out of him. But Shrek knows that that's his wife, and he's still beating the shit out of her. Sometimes you gotta warm up that pimp hand. After about 2 minutes of domestic violence, Shrek decides to put his hands on her again, and then she walks off. The ogres head out to ambush Farquaad now. They find nothing except for Piper, who is now wooing the entire ogre clan. Shrek's like, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Fiona decides, well, I might as well kiss him. Why not? I've had enough of this. She gives him a kiss, and nothing happens, and then she bitches and complains about the castle that she was never saved from.
The kiss didn't work. Because Fiona doesn't love me.
Do you think so? So then Farquaad, do I keep calling him Farquaad? I just caught myself doing it again. Have I been calling him Farquaad this whole time? Rumple decides to put the matter into his own hands and decides to make the deal of a lifetime and sets it out for the entire village. Whoever turns in Shrek gets the deal. They're all talking and Shrek decides he's gonna give up. Shrek, you realize that you're going to die. Shrek does not want to live. I told you, he hates his life. Look at Geppetto's face. Get this man out of here. He's been enslaved by a wood. Rumple's being kind of a bitch, complaining that no one has brought him Shrek, and Shrek decides, yo, I want your deal. Shrek decides to free all the ogres.
You agreed to free all ogres.
Oh yeah. But Fiona isn't all ogre, is she?
Fiona is still ogre. I know that she's human, and it's technicality is that she's not all ogre, but she is still ogre. That does not mean that she does not get released. According to your deal, she would still get released. Meanwhile, outside, Donkey is trying to get the rest of the ogres to rebel against their slave masters. The ogres pop out Trojan horse style to attack Rumple and his witches. Meanwhile, Shrek gets the bright idea to tell Donkey to woo a dragon that doesn't even know him. She decides, fuck it, I'm hungry. Puss saves Donkey's life somehow. He still can fit into his boots. And then the sun is rising. Shrek dies. Before I get to the end of the movie, honorable mentions to a few scenes. These scenes made the movie 10 times funnier to me.
Collecting my bounty!
Bounty?
What are you talking about, Cracker?
And Piper, pull my socks up. Wee tight.
How did you pull up these socks?
Looks like we're having curly-toed weirdo for breakfast.
You're gonna eat him. I know he was bad to you guys, but you're gonna eat him. Like, you're gonna full-on eat the little man. Just in the nick of time, Fiona saves Shrek, and then the curse is broken, everyone returns back to normal, Shrek is roaring again, yada yada yada. End movie. Wait, where did the ogres come from? I thought the ogres didn't remember anything. How do the ogres know where this party is? Is the crystal balls here too? Is everything canon? What did I just watch? Get these abominations off my screen. Overall, there's a lot of things I dislike about this movie, but it's not a bad movie. It's definitely better than the third Shrek movie. Fuck that one. Shrek basically just runs away from child support in that movie. So yeah, this is probably the second best Shrek movie. Max, is there anything else you want to add to this movie?
Now, this isn't as good as the other Shrek movies. The same kind of holds up now when I rewatched it. I mean, it's cheesy. Yes, it's good. I do like this Shrek. I think everyone can agree that this is better than Shrek the Third, which is the worst Shrek movie of all time. Other than that, I really like this movie. I give it a 8 out of 10. So yeah, see you later.
That is going to be the end of this video, guys. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this movie review. I hope to do more in the future. I already have one more suggestion. If this video goes well, which I really hope it does, I have another suggestion for a movie, but I would love to hear other people's suggestions as well. Leave it down in the comments below. And subscribe if you are new. I have a lot more coming my way. Thank you to Max for coming out and being a part of this. This was his suggestion. Go subscribe to his channel at Max's Movie Reviews. Maybe he'll start posting again. Follow him on Instagram and Twitch. I'll leave those in the description. Shrek Forever After.